I just watched the Medal of Freedom and the Rose Garden, Charlie Kirk Memorial Rose Garden, Medal of Freedom. His family wasn't there. Somebody tell me why Charlie Kirk's family was not there. Donald Trump specifically mentioned thanking Erica Kirk's father for being there, no other family, and Charlie Kirk's family. Where's his mom? Where's his dad? Where's his sister? They also weren't at the memorial. Does anybody else think that's weird? I do.
The Presidential Medal of Freedom is awarded to Charles James Kirk. Accepting on behalf of Charlie is his wife, Mrs. Erica Kirk. Charlie Kirk was one of the most influential American political figures of his generation. At just 18 years old, he founded Turning Point USA and grew it into the largest conservative youth organization in the nation. For over a decade, he tirelessly traveled the country leading a movement to restore respect for our founding principles, reawaken our national identity, and inspire a renewed spirit of religious devotion. He was one of the great debaters and communicators of his time. Despite receiving repeated threats, he remained undeterred and modeled courage, logic, humor, and grace to the next generation. On September 10th, 2025, at age 31, Charlie Kirk was assassinated while addressing a group of students. The United States honors him as a martyr for truth and freedom.
And so, honestly, President Trump, I have spent 7.5 years trying to find the perfect birthday gift for Charlie. And it's so difficult. And those of you that have spouses or loved ones, you know how difficult it is sometimes to buy a gift for someone that you love. Because he wasn't a materialistic man, so that also did not help. But now I can say with confidence, Mr. President, that you have given him the best birthday gift he could ever have. And before I close, I'll share with you that I asked our daughter what she would like to say to Daddy for his birthday. Excuse me. She said, "Happy birthday, Daddy. I want to give you a stuffed animal. I want you to eat a cupcake with ice cream, and I want you to go have a birthday surprise. I love you," is what she said.
What do you guys think about the Medal of Freedom that Charlie Kirk's widow, Erica, just received? Got to be honest with you, I didn't see it. I've been out here working. I plan on watching it later. I heard it was amazing, just like the memorial service for his funeral or celebration of life. I know there's going to be some naysayers that are going to jump on here and say something negative. Do yourself a favor. Just be nice. If you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. My mom used to tell me that when I was a little kid. And truer words have never been spoken. If you can't say something nice, just shut your pie hole. No one should be unalived. I shouldn't have to talk like this on here either, but I have to because it'll get taken down. No human being should ever be in fear of his or her life for speaking their mind. Whether you agree or disagree is irrelevant. Tell me I'm wrong.
Sitting here watching the Medal of Freedom dedication to Charlie Kirk on his birthday, I can get behind it. Whatever. That's how they feel. That's how our government feels. They want to award him this medal, and that's cool. But I do have a problem with listening to this speech. And do you just let it blow over? Is it a lie? Is it dementia? I'm just not sure what it is. When the president says he spoke with Charlie before Trump himself before I even met Erica and said that she's beautiful and lovely, he's known Erica. He has known Erica through the pageant system. He's known Erica through a lot of walks of life. I just don't understand, like, even just the small things. So if he's just maybe fibbing a little bit about the small things, what are the big things he's fibbing about? Explain to me. Make it make sense. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it.
Happy birthday, Daddy. I want to give you a stuffed animal, and I want you to eat ice cream and cake. Those are the words from Charlie Kirk's daughters. Today would have been Charlie Kirk's 32nd birthday. Charlie Kirk has been awarded Presidential Medal of Freedom Award that has been accepted by his widow, 𝘼𝙢𝙤𝙀𝙀 Kirk, at the White House garden. Trump calls him a fearless warrior for the people. Before he passed away, I was talking to my mom. I was like, man, on my bucket list, I would love to see Charlie Kirk in one of his cities that he toured in. I mean, he always spoke, he was very positive, always had that Bible in his hand, and no one could out-debate him. Rest in peace, Charlie Kirk. My name is Tiffany. I lost 150 pounds in 2.5 years, and I also report different news topics. As such today, tap in.
Donald Trump to award Presidential Medal Freedom to Charlie Kirk tomorrow. It has officially lost its meaning. He's giving it to a full-blown racist, which, by the way, isn't surprising. But Charlie Kirk is someone who endorsed the Great Replacement theory, a theory that he was aware that radicalized young white men to carry out racial hate crimes against brown and black people. One mass shooting in El Paso, Texas, where a white supremacist slayed over 20 Hispanics in a Walmart, and another one in Buffalo, New York, where a white supremacist slayed 10 black people in a grocery store. You know, but that's who deserves the Presidential Medal of Freedom, everybody. But fortunately, he's not alive to see it being awarded to him. Yet, that medal is going to a man who did nothing to improve society. And that is just crazy.
I'm right in the middle of doing a bunch of stuff, but if you are not watching the Medal of Freedom that our president is doing for Charlie Kirk right now, you're missing out. Erica is there. They're in the Rose Garden. It's beautiful. It's just started. But you need to be watching it. You really should. Today is a day to remember him. Be 32 years old today. He was a wonderful young man. But Fox is streaming it over on the tubes, and I'm sure they're showing it live on their channel. But give it a watch. It's going to be a beautiful thing. Talk to you later. Love you guys. Bye.
That receiving the Presidential Medal of Freedom is a better milestone than Charlie Kirk making it to his 32nd birthday. Just saying. All right, let's get into the meat of it. He somehow mentioned Kamala Harris twice and Biden once. Somehow, while he's doing a thing for Charlie Kirk. But again, whatever, right? So he starts off by bragging about the new Rose Garden, and he says that this is the first event that they're having in the new Rose Garden, and that he was hopeful that it would be done for this event. Trump says today was supposed to be rainy and cloudy, but God didn't want that for Charlie, so apparently God just made it a nice sunny day. And then he said that Charlie Kirk didn't like losing, and he didn't like his enemies that he fought. Later, his wife will say that he prayed for his enemies, so Trump didn't know the man at all. He also doesn't know how to say posthumously, because he says posthumously. Hilarious. Again, we're talking about Charlie Kirk here. He says that we have $18 trillion in investment in the United States. Now, if you've watched me for any amount of time, you know that I have no purpose in going any further into that. He says that literally no one entered our country illegally for the past 4 months. And then he says that Charlie Kirk would have been 32 this year. I'm just going to remind you, I'm going to be 34 this year. That man did not look good for his age. He's talking about Charlie's wife, and he says that beauty and brains very rarely go together, but for her, they did. He's saying that if you're a pretty lady, he thinks you're dumb. He only talks about Charlie for a couple minutes in this whole thing, but he does congratulate J.D. Vance for doing a great job handling George Slopadopoulos. This one is hilarious given the implications and how much he is pushing back against it. He says that had Charlie been here to fight the radical left Democrats, he would have had a march on the Capitol with 20-somethings. Does he forget that we all are still a little concerned about the insurrection he threw? He says he has no idea why Charlie Kirk liked him, and in fact he said, what the hell was he thinking? And then he spent a few minutes bragging about winning every swing state, winning the Electoral College. He tries to give the stat about winning way more counties than the Democrats won, which again is just a complete misunderstanding of how elections work. But he says, we have districts and councils, and we would have won all of the districts if it was counted fairly. So he's claiming that 2024 was rigged, in addition to 2020 being rigged. He doesn't know the word county, and he doesn't understand that counties have different sizes. It's hilariously incompetent. And also, did I mention this is supposed to be about Charlie Kirk? Trump says he doesn't know if he's going to make it to heaven, but he's sure Charlie Kirk is there, and he's sure he's looking down on us. He also calls him a martyr on 3 separate occasions. He also says that Democrats have the devil's ideology, and that Democrats are the ones who are violent. He mentions his own assassination attempt because of course he would. And then he says that Charlie told him, I can't believe you made the turn when you did and saved yourself. He says we must have no tolerance for radical left extremists. He says that he just dropped $60 million on protecting Supreme Court justices. And then he says that 4,000 people have been murdered in Chicago in a very short period of time. No, he doesn't mention what that time frame is, but I looked it up and it would be somewhere in the 6 to 8 year range, depending on different estimates for how many murders took place in the city. He starts talking about how safe DC is again, because again, we're talking about Charlie Kirk here. And then sirens, you can start hearing them in the background. And he says, he acknowledges the sirens and he says they either got the bad guy or they're gonna stop him. And he says before what he did in DC, there were no sirens in DC. I think Big Balls would disagree with that. Also, regarding the sirens, he says those are the real deal sirens. They're not politically correct sirens. What is a politically correct siren? Please, if a MAGA has made it this far, I'm not even that far in considering how long my videos are. If a MAGA has somehow made it this far, please explain to me what a politically correct siren is. He also says that the FBI has been in Chicago for 6 months. The FBI has had a standing field office in Chicago since 1908. He says left-wing terrorists are a real threat, but not really, because they are cowards, and when you confront them, they immediately fold. So, again, your enemy is both extremely strong and extremely weak at the same time, a core tenet of fascism. He complains again that the signs that are being made by the radical left terrorists are so good that they have to be made by anarchists, which doesn't make any sense. He says that he personally released the water into LA from the Pacific Northwest, and he also personally got the Olympics to LA. And then he says that very few people are qualified for the Presidential Medal of Freedom, even though I will remind you, he's given it to Tiger Woods, Rush Limbaugh, Rudy Giuliani. You know, they're turning the frogs gay is apparently enough qualification. And then Charlie's wife spoke, and she didn't really say anything of real consequence, but she said that he was free from compromise. He was unable to compromise at all. She said that Charlie didn't desire to be the center of attention. I'm sure that's why he set himself up on campuses with a bunch of loudspeakers and surrounded himself with students. Didn't want to be the center of attention at all. She says she loves his birthday because it was the day that God couldn't wait any longer for him to be here, I guess. And then she says, I swear to God this is true, that this is the best birthday present he could have ever gotten. That was it. Hope you enjoyed.
So President Trump awarded Charlie Kirk the Presidential Medal of Freedom posthumously, and while I disagree with Charlie on the Israel issue, I think this is absolutely necessary considering what he went through and the fact that he's a true Christian martyr.